The Doug Stephan Good Day program. Richie and Kenny and Jennifer and I have joining us now Gretchen Martens, who's known lovingly as the Veteran Lady. She's respected for her knowledge of today's military transition issues. She says the scandal involving veterans and the care they're being given is something that ought to scare a lot of people in municipalities around the country. If you don't know who Gretchen is, she's the founder and CEO of Homeward Deployed, which is an organization that works to sort of bridge the gap between the military and those people in the rest of society. Gretchen, good to have you here. I hope that wishing you a happy Memorial Day weekend is appropriate. I would imagine you'd be working toward the goal that you have set forth of giving these people the treatment that they need before they die. We've had apparently hundreds, if not thousands, of men and women who have served our country die at the hands of our own injustice. And I wonder what your view of the VA scandal is at the moment.
Well, you know, that's a beautiful tie-in to Memorial Day because we go and put the flags in the cemeteries, and that's very meaningful. But what else can we do? And the VA has, CNN has reported that 120 veterans have either died waiting for care, or they're dying, or they've suffered. The VA itself admits to 23 people dying waiting for care. And this should be important to all of us because it's our own government basically killing our own veterans. And I don't think that's what any of us intend our tax dollars to go to.
I think you're being far too gentle. No matter what sort of stage hysterics the president came up with this past week, and the people saying this is not acceptable. This has been going on since before Obama got into office. It was going on when Bush was in the office, and actually you can probably draw some conclusions when Clinton was in office. It's been going on as long as I can remember, frankly.
The VA's been broken since Vietnam.
Why? So why is it so broken? Why can't it be fixed? Why do these people all give it such, they give it lip service, and then nothing gets done?
Well, part of it, and not to justify what they've done, there is no excuse. And how Shinseki thinks he's going to build trust with veterans after killing them, I don't understand how that's going to happen. It's a huge system, just a gigantic system responsible for all the benefit checks, all the GI Bill benefit checks, all the medical centers. So they have a lot on their plate.
Well, that's no excuse.
And when you look at who runs it, they're political appointees.
Right.
So they're in and out all the time. So there's actually no real system of accountability. And it spins further and further out of control, but no one there. You know, everyone's worried about their paychecks.
All right, so
then worried about getting elected.
What are the people like you and me, the people who are listening to this program? You can pressure Congress, I suppose, but it's like all the other government agencies. They're too big. You've just gone through how unwieldy they are. Until you fix that, you don't fix the problem. Shinseki, even though he's I'm going to be nice, ill-equipped for the job, probably the nicest way you can put it, he's like everybody else pretty much in this administration. Way too many of the people that have been appointees, they're there for political hacksterism reasons, not because they're qualified to run an organization like this. So in the meantime, we keep talking about it and pointing the blame, yada, yada. Nothing gets done. Are we going to be hypocrites forever about what we say regarding our men and women in service versus what we do with them after they are retired or after they're mustered out or after they get sick?
Well, and that's actually the whole point of my book, Untying the Yellow Ribbon. And with this VA scandal, it's very clear the federal government is not going to take care of today's veterans. It's just not going to happen from the federal government. So that means it's up to us as American citizens to make sure that the young men and women that we sent to fight in Iraq and Afghanistan after 9/11, that we take care of them. And the good news in that, because it sounds like a big job, right? The good news is that it's what we've done as communities since the founding of our country. We have a problem, we find a solution, we roll up our sleeves, and we get to work. You know, the movement west, the Independence Day is coming up. George Washington didn't have a grant from the federal government. He didn't need an act of Congress or a bill passed. You know, it's like the Minutemen got together and they're like, hey, we don't like how this is working. And they took control. and they won independence for our country. There's no way that we as citizens can't pull together and do the same thing for these, 3.2 million young guys and gals who fought our post-9/11 wars. We can do this.
Well, I think one of the things. One of the things is that that people who would otherwise volunteer ought to stop. We ought to just stop volunteering. People should just stop volunteering, and the numbers would dwindle, and then they have to go back to the draft. And if they go back to the draft, there'll be all kinds of hell to pay because people will revolt at that. But also, the lip service has to stop. I mean, there's so many different things here. It doesn't get fixed in 5 minutes, but it's interesting to know you have a book called Untying the Yellow Ribbon, Transforming How Veterans and Communities Thrive. You can find that at untyingtheyellowribbon.com or at amazon.com, written by Gretchen Martens, who's here with us visiting the veteran lady on Good Day.